Hi, everybody. Welcome to Fortunate Creations. I'm Kim, and this is a channel where we talk about everything to do with crafting. So, from amigurumi to weaving and everything in between, if you like crafting and being creative, stick around. I think you're going to like it here. So, today I am doing episode number 2 of recreating projects in this book that I found during my treasure hunts. Now, you'll see my treasure hunts is a playlist I have on my channel where I go to thrift stores, estate sales, garage sales. I find treasures, I bring them back, and I share them with you. And a lot of times I will repurpose them into other items. So, this is actually a learning opportunity for me. I've never really read patterns before. So, I am learning to read patterns by doing these short projects with stitches that I already know. By the end of the book, it's going to challenge me to learn new stitches and learn new processes. So I have already made one of these exactly how their instructions say to make it. Okay. So what I want to do now is take their instructions, be a little bit creative, and come up with my own version. So let's do this. Okay, so I have all of my supplies out and ready according to the supply list that they gave me here. So I've got the original ball that I made, so I'll swap that out for the ball of yarn that I'm using from my stash. All right, so I have everything. Let's get into this. I am using a 4-weight. I'm using cotton because my goal is to give these to my grandson when he starts developing his motor skills. And I have a 4.5 hook. Let me see here, 4.5 hook. And I have, instead of the polyfill that it says I need, I'm going to use another smaller ball of yarn to stuff this with. So there we go. And it says I need a stitch marker, so I'm going to go ahead and put one of these down here just in case. Let's get this started. So I'm going to keep the instructions here just so that I know where I am. And then I will, along the way, I will tell you where I'm changing up and where I'm doing things different. Okay. So it says here, make the magic circle. In previous videos, I would have told you I don't do a magic circle, but I've been practicing. So let's see if I can do it again. Around here, hold it with that finger. You go under this one, over that one, draw it through, go back through, and pull it through the loop. Come on, I can do it. I can do it. There we go. All right, and now I have my magic circle. I'm so proud of myself. I said I'd never use one, and here I am, so never say never. Okay, now it says 9 single crochets in this circle. So here we go. Hold the tail out of the way. There's a lot going on here. Hold the tail out of the way. And we've got 9. Let me just get this right over there. How's that? There we go. Now you're out of my way. Okay. 9 single crochets. Still new with this circle, so bear with me on that one. 1, 2. I don't know. We'll see if I love this circle or not, but we'll just see. Okay. 3. 'Wow, I'm struggling. 4. I might edit this part out. All right, so go ahead and finish your 9, and I will meet you when you're done with those. Okay, so here we have our 9. Now it says 2 single crochets in each stitch around is for round 2. So what I changed already is I went ahead and I'm going to do a slip stitch into the first one just to close up the circle and make it so that it's not running around crazy on me anymore. So now I'm going to do 2 single crochets into every one. Okay. We're even going to start with the one I slip stitch into. So 1, 2, right into the next one, 3, 4. We're going to go 2 into the next one, 5, 6. You're going to end up with 18, obviously, right? 7, 8. Go ahead and finish putting 2 in every stitch, and I will meet you back here when you're done. Okay, so I'm at the end and I have 18 stitches all the way around. And again, the instructions here say just to go right into doing single crochets into every one, but I'm going to slip stitch into the first single crochet that I did. I like ending each row before I start the next one. It gives it a little more solid feel. So you can go ahead right now and you can close up your center. And if you want to count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and the one we're in is 18. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to do one single stitch in every one. So you're still going to have 18 stitches all the way around. 2, 3, 4. Again, go ahead and finish once you get to here, 18 stitches. Come on back and I'll meet you there. So we now have 18 stitches. So for the next one, we're going to put 1 single crochet in the first 2 stitches and then 2 double crochets into the 3rd stitch. Okay, we're going to do that all the way around. Again, working right back in to where we were. 1, 2, and then in the next one we're going to do 2. 1, 2 right in the same stitch. Okay, so on this one I'm going to go ahead and stitch mark it just to give me an idea in case I lose count. Okay, so then we're going to do single crochet in this one, single crochet in this one, and then 2 single crochets in the next. Okay, we're going to keep going like that all the way around till we get back to the stitch marker. When you are done, you will have 24 stitches. So again, you do single crochet in this one, single crochet in this one, double crochet in this one. Okay, and then you're going to keep going. So go ahead, work this way, 1 single, 1 single, and a double, all the way around until you get back to your stitch marker. You should end on a double in, or a 2 crochets or 2 single crochets in one. Woo! You should end on that, and you should have 24 stitches when you're done. So I'll meet you back here. All right. 2 in this one. All right. 2 in this one. Okay. Boy. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 stitches. Okay, so we're right where we should be. And again, I'm going to slip stitch into that stitch. This is my first deviation of their process. I do have a couple more once we get further in, but I want you to also note that on these directions, they do not give you a stitch count. I'm giving the stitch count because I counted it and I find it easier to follow a pattern if I know how many stitches I'm supposed to have. So for the next one, we're going to continue to increase. We're going to do single crochet in the next 3 stitches and then 2 in the 4th. Again, starting with the stitch I'm in, 1 in the next, 1 in the next, and then 2 in this one. Okay. And then we're going to do it again. 1 in the next, 1 in the next, 1 in the next, and 2 in this one. So keep doing that until you get all the way around. Again, you started here. I can stitch mark it. I always forget to stitch mark it because I don't usually use them. But once you get all the way back around, in this round, you should have 30. And you should end on 2 in 1. All right, and I ended with 2 in 1 at the stitch marker. And you should have 30 stitches. So let's count that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. Now I'm going to slip stitch into stitch number 30 here, or number 1, whichever you want to call it. And we are now ready for the next row. So for the next row, you guessed it, it's one more increase row. So we're going to do 1 single crochet in each of the next 4 stitches and then 2 in the 5th one. So here we go. 1 in this one, 1 in this one, excuse me, 1 in this one, and then in the 5th stitch, we're going to put 2. And you're going to work yourself all the way around to where you started. Again, I forget those stitch markers, but that's okay. I can count back. It's right here. I know where it is. I can see it. So we're going to start there. Okay. And then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 in the next one. So go ahead and finish this all the way around. When you get back to your stitch marker, you should end on 2 in 1 and you should have 36 stitches. So I'll meet you back here when you have 36 stitches at the end. Okay. And coming to the last set, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 in the last one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 in the last one. Okay. Take out the stitch marker. Count your stitches. You should have 36. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. We're good. Okay, so we're at row 6. And the directions say from row 7 to 12, do 1 single crochet all the way around for all of those rows. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change it to do 1 single crochet in the front loop only for each one of these. That's going to give the ball a little bit of a texture when you get all the way around for those 6 rows. So you can see there's the 2 loops here. That's the back loop right there, and here's the front loop right here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do single crochet in the front loop only. Okay, you see that? And you're seeing that if you flip it over, you're going to see a little bit of a ledge start. That's going to give the ball a little bit of texture up the middle. Okay, so we're going to go around for all 36 stitches for 6 rows. Front loop only to give the ball a little bit of texture. So go ahead and go all the way around 6 rows of single crochet front loop only. When you get to the end of each row, don't forget your slip stitch and your start over. Okay, so here we are at the last couple stitches of the 6 rows where we're doing the front loop only. We still have 36 stitches. And now we are ready. One more time. I just took out that stitch marker. So there we go. So now we are ready to start our decrease rows. So row 13 is going to be 1 single crochet in the first 4 stitches and then 1 single crochet decrease, and I'll show you how to do that. So again, we're going to start right back in the same one. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we're going to do a decrease. And what you do for a decrease is you're going to go in, drop a loop, go back in to the next one, drop a loop, and then do a single crochet. So now you're actually taking 2 stitches and making them count as 1. Okay, so you're going to go single crochet into the next 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and again we're going to decrease. So you take the next 2 stitches here and here. You're going to go in, drop a loop, go into the next one, drop a loop, and pull them both in. You just made 2 stitches into 1. And you're going to do that all the way back to where we started. And again, I forgot to put in that dang stitch marker. I'm so used to working without them. Okay, so we're going to do it all the way back. Now when we're done, we should be back down to 30 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to do a two stitch decrease, single stitch decrease. So in, drop a loop, in, drop a loop, pull it through. We just made 2 into 1. So go ahead and do this all the way to the end, and I will meet you back at the end. Remember, when you're done, you're going to end in a decrease, and you're going to have 30 stitches when you're done. So I'll meet you back here. We just finished our double here. We need to have 30 stitches, okay? So let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. Okay. So here we are. We ended in a double. Now we're going to do another row of decrease. So we're going to go ahead, slip stitch into that, and now we're going to go every 3 and do a decrease. Okay, so we're going to go right back into this one. 1, 2, 3, and a decrease. Drop a loop, go through the next one, drop a loop, pull it through. Okay. Okay, so here we are at 24 stitches. I'm going to slip stitch. Remember, you always end in the decrease. And now we're going to do around 1 more of decreases where we're going to do it every 2 stitches, and then we're going to decrease. So right back in, 1, 2, decrease. Okay, 1, 2, decrease. Do that all the way around, and when you get back, you should be back to your 18 stitches. Okay, so let's get back to 18 stitches, and I will meet you at the beginning. And now we're going to do around 1 more of decreases where we're going to do it every 2 stitches, and then we're going to decrease. So right back in, 1, 2, decrease. Okay, 1, 2, decrease. Do that all the way around, and when you get back, you should be back to your 18 stitches. Okay, so let's get back to 18 stitches, and I will meet you at the beginning. Okay, so here we are, 18 stitches. You can see it's starting to look like the ball it should be. So now it's time to stuff it. What you choose to stuff it with is important for the next part. I am going to use some scrap yarn that I have instead of using fiber fill. So I'm going to take this scrap yarn and I'm just going to stuff it just like I would with the fiber fill, but I'm going to use the yarn instead because it is cotton and it's going to dry the same way it will, the ball on the outside will. So what I'm going to do, where did that stitch marker take off to? Oh, inside. Okay, so I'm going to stitch mark this so that I don't pull my stitch out. That way it's safe in there, and then I'm just going to stuff this. Now, you want to stuff this a lot tighter than you think you need to, okay? So you can either stuff it like that, or you could stuff the whole thing in at one shape, but I like to pull it apart for this one. If my hands would work for me, pull it apart and go ahead and fill it, give it some nice shape. Go ahead and stuff this all right in there. So go ahead and stuff it fuller than you think you need it, and I will meet you back up to finish up the ball and give you my final thoughts on it. And here we are, nice and stuffed, and you can see the texture on the rows where we did just the front loop only. Now from here on, we're going to do decrease rows until we close it up. We're going to go around, and as you're stitching it closed, you can go ahead and move the fill around to give it the shape you want, and you're pretty much just going to keep going. Take one, and then you're going to decrease. Okay, so one single and then decrease. You're going to keep going around doing that pretty much until you can't do it anymore. One single and then decrease. One single and decrease. Keep going around and around, and if you find that you get to where the ball is ready to be closed and you feel like you have too much room in there, you can go ahead, stuff in a little bit more of the fiber fill or whatever you're filling it with to pack that nice and tight, and make sure you've got enough stuffing in there so that the texture of the ball stays nice and hard. Well, not too hard, but you know what I mean. Nice and firm. Okay. So now we're going to keep going. One single, one decrease. One single, one decrease. All right, I'm going to keep doing this, and then I will meet back up with you when I'm ready to sew it shut. When you get down to the bottom, you can go ahead and just do decreases instead of putting a single in between it. Couple more. You'll be able to tell. You'll be able to tell when there's just no more stitches left. You can see here I actually still have a couple. And there we go. Now I'm to the point where I cannot decrease anymore. So I'm going to go ahead, snip that off. Here we have a cute little ball. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and hide my tails. The good thing with making amigurumi and balls like this is you can just tuck it right in there, pull it out the other side, wiggle it through, snip it off, and you never see it again. And I will then make sure the magic circle is tied as tight as possible. Okay, slide this in here. Again, I always like to slide my needle in before I thread it. It's just a way that I feel like I'm not pulling on this too hard. Okay, all the way through. All right, and here we go. Here's the ball. And again, you can work the stuffing any way you want to. Here's the original. Here's my change. Really the only big change is I gave it a little texture here on these. The shape of the fill is a little bit different because I filled this one with actual a ball of yarn, and this one I actually pulled the yarn apart. So you can see the difference in two different ways of filling it. All right, so there they are, two different versions of the same pattern. I like them both. Probably Fritzy's, my dog, is going to end up with these to play with. But I took one pattern, I made my notes, I changed it a little bit, and I made it my own. So there you go. One more project down from our Crochet Patterns and Projects book. Hope you learned something. I hope you like it. Give me your comments below on which version you like. Do you like the original? Would you stay with the original, or would you like to venture out on your own, try to add a couple different ingredients, if you will, steps to the process and come up with your own? All right, that is a great way to take a pattern and be creative. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. Please give me a thumbs up and share and like, and have a great day. And remember to be creative. I will see you tomorrow. Have a good one.